Hey fam, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. And we got a lot to get through, so I am just going to make this as fast as possible. The Voice finally goes live and we get to experience the performance in real time. Tonight, TeamBlake and TeamAlicia will perform. Tomorrow night, Team Gwen and Team Adam will perform. Now, each artist will perform, and then in real time, we'll be voting on Twitter and via the Voice app. And at the end of the show, some people are going home. Let me just say that. Every coach also has a comeback artist, and they will be performing with everybody tonight. Felicia Temple is the comeback artist for TeamBlake. Yay! And Cassidy is TeamAlicia's comeback artist. Yay! Voting is open at the top of the show, so people have already started voting. And I did my votes, and I'll tell you how that worked out later on in the commentary. We started out with TeamBlake. It was Cassie Joy doing Parachute by Chris Stapleton. And in rehearsal, Blake told her that she throws away the first letter of a lot of the words and told her to really enunciate. It was nice to start the show on an up-tempo number, and she was attacking these lyrics and had a mute, almost covered tone with no noticeable yodel to me to be found. Loved how she belted it out when she walked into the pit. I kind of felt like she was battling in places with the band. They were rocking out pretty loud, and you know, it was kind of getting to me. I was like, I'm hearing more of them than I'm hearing of her, right? And I was like, sound tech, what's going on? It's not the band's fault, it's the sound tech people's fault. But she held her own and was very strong and engaging. Adam told her A+ and called it an awesome job. TeamBlake next had his comeback artist Felicia Temple doing Defying Gravity from Wicked, and Blake pointed out some notes that were different and pitchy and told her to watch that. This was sounding interesting during rehearsal, and she had a very Broadway vocal production that started out. So good to hear her again, though. Her voice isn't as bright as Adele Nazim. Remember that? Adina Menzel. So it sounded a little deeper than the actual notes to me. She was so on top of this melody, and those high notes came out with a nice covered and padded sound. She also nailed those big notes on the ending. Alicia said it's not easy to show the dynamic that she showed, and she made it sound easy and graceful. I keep saying TeamBlake, but it's all TeamBlake going right in a row and then all TeamAlicia. Aliyah rose with 2 A's doing Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders, and Blake told her it's all about the attitude with this song. He also told her to sell her personality, calling it a Shirley Temple thing. So Aliyah was trying to purr this out as she started, but was being pushed hard by the band. It was very loud. She has such a naturally easy stage presence and kind of just traipsed the stage and showed off her good rhythmic sense. Her voice sounded so contemporary on this old song, but it worked for her mostly. Gwen said her cuteness level was crazy and called her really special, unique, and adorable. Then we had TSoul for TeamBlake doing Knock on Wood by Eddie Floyd, and Blake told him to have confidence to just hold a note out on top of all of the cool runs. TSoul started this out with a slow gospel intro sounding so good. I was like, God is saying, man, God is saying. His voice is such a good fit for this song, and he's got the smoothness, the soul, the character. He took it to a very personal place, and those stage movements, they were just crazy and strange and wonderful at times. At one point he spun and sat on the stage. He has to spin and do something, right? This man has some moves up his sleeve, and I am looking forward to seeing more of them. Adam told him he's real super good with a great voice and called him amazing. And if you think I'm super good with a great voice and amazing, please make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know. I am running on, so thank you so much for your thumbs and your comments. Next for TeamBlake, we had Aaliyah Moulden with 1 A doing Mercy by Duffy, and Blake told her to sing one part full voice and she was doing falsetto. He said sing it out full, and it immediately sounded better in rehearsal. Her first little woo wail she did was a little pitchy, but she came in strong after that and on key. This song really fit her voice so well. Much of it laid right in her sweet spot and gave her just the slightest bit of bright ring at the top of her range, and she's got so much range and power. She got off a little gravel when I thought she was going to slay like this big belt note, and all that sass during the ending was very nice. She also had two or three little cute little almost spoken things too that I really liked. And last for TeamBlake was Lauren Dusky. She did Someone Else's Star by Bryan White, and Blake told her he felt her backing away from the mic on the high parts and told her to practice so she doesn't have to think about it. And this started out very small and personal with very light production and sounded better than anything that had been on the stage so far tonight. Her voice was clear and emotional and very pleasing, and I was really listening to her tell the story. She just drew me in. No huge moments in this this one and she really didn't need it. I felt like it was such a good song choice and arrangement in light of everything else that came before her, because they seemed to be battling out with the band, and this just gave her a chance just for her voice to be front and center with very light production in the background. Very smart. Adam said that she can make it because he heard her even breath at the beginning of the song. Okay, Adam. Next we move on to Team Alicia. It was Chris Blue doing Love on the Brain by Rihanna. Oh my god, and I was about to scream as soon as I heard this song choice. Alicia told him in rehearsal to do what he feels and not what he thinks people are going to like. Very good advice. I tell y'all, here I wrote it down. I tell y'all I was ready to shout when I heard this song choice, and then his rehearsal, I was like, he is going to rip this to shreds. Oh my God. He started out with a small falsetto production and bup, bup, bup on the parts of the line, and just got the crowd excited, and of course me. His stage moments are also so theatrical with a little touch of humor to them, and he was singing the spit out of these lyrics, and naturally the chills just came as he squalled into the title line. I love this in his chest voice and in his falsetto, and he did so many great things. It just shimmered. I mean, but in his falsetto, it just shimmered. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. Gwen called it unbelievable and mesmerizing what he does, and called his gift natural and incredible. Then for Team Alicia, we had Anatalia Villaranda. She did Stand By Me by Ben E. King, and in rehearsal, Alicia suggested that she modulate the song, meaning take the key up. She wanted to take it up a half step. So this is such a classic song that's been done again and again and again on these shows. So I felt like it would be interesting to see how she would put her own stamp on it. And she started out well. She was giving the attitude with a few little neck rolls and some nice inflections. She was also doing something I love. She was really telling the story and then sitting into those high notes really well. She powered through the key change and got more gritty vocally, but didn't quite nail the ending. Then we had Team Alicia's comeback artist. It was Jack Cassidy. He did Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John, and I really thought he'd play this on the piano, but he stood up at the mic for this performance, and his voice sounded really emotional as he started this out, and he seemed to really be feeling the lyric, though some of his stage movements were a little stiff. I felt like he was going flat as he got to the end of the chorus, which was probably due to loss of breath. His big note was a little off, but he nailed the ending very decently. Then for Team Alicia, we had Vanessa Ferguson. She did Lean On Me by Major Lazer and DJ Snake. Vanessa started this outstanding at the piano, and her voice sounded really clean, but it was her pronunciation and her energy that really had me enjoying this. She came off the piano with a blast of energy and made her way to the audience. I also love when she pulls out her wail and she showed off a few little dance moves. Then she made it back to the piano to slow it down and have like a jazz gospel moment to end the performance. Really nice work. It flowed so well and it sounded good. Adam told Vanessa that she's ready and said it was a performance worth getting up and hooting and hollering for. Next for Team Alicia, we had Ashley Levine. She did I Can't Stand the Rain by Ann Peebles. Is that right? Alicia told her to make it more desperate in rehearsal. And I love the twang and clatter behind her as she started, and her voice coming out so clear and crisp and clean. She has such a good sound and performed this well. I was liking the feel of the arrangement. Gave it a little country twang, but you could still get the soul and the R&B in there. And I was really enjoying her performance, but it just wasn't touching me. She was up there singing for her life, and this song definitely fit her very well. It might be her best performance to date, but again, it just didn't hit me here, you know, in the heart. It just wasn't, I don't know what it was she wasn't giving me, but it wasn't hitting me in the heart. And in the Pimp Spot tonight, we had Stephanie Rice. She did Every Breath You Take by The Police, and she sat at the piano to start this and really leaned into the mic and got very personal with us. I always love how she brings so much emotion to her performance, and her wailing out with so much grit was very intense on those lyrics. I was watching her intently, just waiting to see what she'd do next, and the camera gave her the closest close-ups at some of the best moments on the song. It was another moving performance from Stephanie. And now results. So right away people are going home. 2 people will be saved by America's vote and 1 will be saved by their coach. Y'all know how this goes. We started out Team Blake. Lauren Dusky was the first one saved, then Aaliyah Moulden, and then TSoul. And then for Team Alicia, Chris Blue was safe, Vanessa Ferguson was safe, and Alicia saved Stephanie Rice. Oh my goodness, did they make the right choices? Well, let me tell you, I voted for 3 people on Twitter that I thought were going to go through, and on both teams, I got all 3 right. Did you? Let me know down in the comments. This is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I hope you have enjoyed the commentary. Thank you so much for your thumbs, your comments. I'll see you tomorrow night for Team Gwen and Team Adam. I'm out.